Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. And Robin is in the studio. Woo! But before we get started, Robin, I want to give a shout out to my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. And we want to welcome everyone. This is the show where we talk about health and better habits. So, with that, I'm going to introduce to some, present to others, Miss Robin Shimizu, all the way from Sacramento, California. How you doing, Robin?
Good morning, Terry. I'm doing
Good,
just fine, thank you.
good, good. How's mom?
Mom is doing great. Yeah, she's doing just fine.
Good, good. So, what do you
Um,
have for us today?
this morning we have our stress whisperer, Jill Weston, and I'm going to just read her really quick bio and
Mhm.
introduce her so we can get going because she has a full half hour for us this morning with some meditation and things like that. So
Oh,
very
let,
excited
let me,
about
I
this
should have took
morning.
some coffee because I always fall asleep when she, Ow! I get so relaxed, but okay, guys, you have to forgive. Oh
Okay,
my
so let
God.
me introduce Jill, who we
Mhm.
just absolutely adore. Jill Weston is fondly called a stress whisperer, using her calm vibe and healing voice to help people pause, refocus, and remember their heart's
Mhm.
desire. She maintains a safe, healing space for all levels and meets people where they are, respecting their current physical and emotional state. She facilitates down to earth mindfulness, movement, and breathwork practices, specializing in yoga nidra. Her business breathing space was born out of a lifelong guiding principle of be of service. Jill has been teaching yoga nidra since 2012, certifying through the California College of Ayurveda with Dr. Mark Halpern, returning for coursework and hosting yoga nidra teacher training since 2018. And
Wow.
she's also a dynamic mindfulness facilitator through Niroga Institute. And with that, let's bring on Jill. She's been with us for a number of years now, and she brings us calmness to our chaos.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Always happy to be here on BizChicks. We've been online for quite a while, and then I think
Yes.
Terry has an announcement this after we're done. But
Yay.
I first met up with BizChicks in person and started doing some meditation to start
Mm.
off the meeting. So always happy to help people come back to their calmness, just so you can be more effective.
Mm. Wow.
And
Well, we appreciate you, Jill. We thank you for that, for coming in to this chicks and helping us calm our chaos.
thank you. And actually, I'm wearing my Stress Whisperer T-shirt today. And this came out of clients actually saying to me, I didn't name myself. I had clients who said, you're like a stress whisperer. When I listen to you and I follow your guidance, just my stress changes. It doesn't always go away. And I'll talk briefly about that.
Mhm.
But I really like wearing the t-shirt around, and people look, they're like, tell me more about that. What is going on? And I said, whether I am whispering your stress or teaching you to do it, or you're doing it on your own,
Mm.
I said it's so necessary to navigate life these days. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is the session is titled "Unpacking Your Backpack
Mm.
and Managing Your Stress and Your Anxiety."
So I was researching a little bit last night on 2023 trends for wellness
Mm.
and mental health and stress reduction, and everything that Jill teaches is on trend for 2023. They were talking about how important it is for us to take care of our mindfulness. And
Mm.
yeah, so Jill, you're right on trend.
And I'm going to show you two easy ways today, because sometimes when we hear, mindfulness or self-care, stress reduction, it comes with some maybe thoughts, reservations,
Mm,
or or, as you said, it's on trend. It's always been important to take care of yourself. What's on trend or sometimes what's new, though, is new ways to do that, new discoveries that are legitimate. They're based in science. So sometimes there are new trends. There's new awareness of trends or new ways to do that. So that's part of what I'm going to both talk to you about today. And then I like to show people things. I like to make sure that, after listening to this session, you have real skills to go practice. You have an awareness anyway. You may not gain the skill, but it's more than just listening to someone. And that way, you're always welcome to come to one of my sessions, but you can do things on your own because stress may be around you all of the time. You need those coping skills available. So again, today we're going to focus on unpacking your backpack. And you may say, wait a minute, what does a backpack have to do with a happy, healthy habit?
Yes.
I have a leather backpack, or I have this kind of backpack, or I don't even carry a backpack. So first, I'm going to tell you what in the world I'm talking about with the concept of a backpack. And if you imagine a backpack or a bag or even a box, what do we do with backpacks, bags, and boxes? We put things, look at Robin, we put things in it, and sometimes we take things out. So this concept came to me because when I teach Yoga Nidra, which is a guided meditation that helps you unpack things, it helps unpack thoughts, self-defeating thoughts, even physical discomfort. This was an easy way to explain it. So in general, when you think about a box, a bag, or a backpack, we put things in it. And what are the things that we put in there? Metaphorically, thoughts, beliefs, self-criticism, things that we observe, things that we take in. So sometimes people will ask us, what's your opinion about X, Y, or Z? And we literally pull from a backpack. We're like, well, when I was 6 years old, I remember X, Y, and Z. So, that's why I think a certain food is very comforting. Or somebody will say, what do you think about politics? What's your stance? What's your opinion on this idea, on this thought, on this practice? We reach back in our brains, I say again, the backpack, the box, the bag, and that's where we pull information from. We pull emotions from that. Sometimes it's if I were to say, smell this food or look at this picture, we might go, and we lean in. It's a memory. It may be a trigger, and it's a response. Okay. So all of that's good. Psychologically, we are made up of memories, thoughts, all of that's fine. The problem is when we don't know what we have in our backpack and we don't know how much it may be weighing us down. So as Robin was showing, we put lots of stuff in. So here's an example for me that now I laugh about it and I find it hysterical. I didn't used to like my voice. I still have sometimes in my backpack, oh, you don't have a great voice. Okay. Now my business is helping and supporting people and being a stress whisperer with my voice. But my backpack sometimes when I look in there is, oh, I don't really like my voice.
Wow.
Well, yeah. One interesting thing is because of the way our anatomy is, we don't hear we physically cannot hear ourselves as other people do because we're hearing within our own auditory system. So even my assumption of, oh, I don't like my voice, whether I am listening to myself now or listening to a replay, I am not going to hear myself the way that my audience does. Yet I carry that around in my backpack. When people say, I'd love for you to come speak, I'd love for you to come do a meditation, sometimes it still creeps in. I literally have to look at my backpack and go, Jill, there you go again. Having an opinion about your voice, just go help the people. Go find out if you want to do this and just go help people. Recently, while traveling, I found something else in my literal backpack. And I went to a cooking class. My friend invited me to a cooking class. I used to say I don't really love to cook that much. I'm not a great cook. I went because I wanted to spend time with her. She was very excited about it, had a whole epiphany took something out of the backpack, which was, I do love to cook. I just love to cook with people. I don't do well on my own, but I do love to cook with people. I like to be of service. So there's a certain amount of, when I was chopping up vegetables and prepping, I enjoyed doing that for the chef that was teaching the class. When there were dirty dishes to wash, I got to it before his assistant could, because I love to be of service. So now I need to keep checking in my backpack that thought, I don't like to cook, I'm not a good cook. I learned and remembered other situations where I cook best when I'm in a group. I cook best when I have support. So by looking in my backpack and discovering that, I'm going to give up the thought and even what comes out of my mouth of, I don't like to cook, I'm not a good cook. So my friend came back home. My friend had some surgery. She's a mom, has a husband, but they just needed some support. I offered to cook for her, and I actually cooked, where before I would have gone and gotten her something from a restaurant. I just went ahead and cooked for her. And I said, I'm not going to have that in my backpack that I can't cook a home meal. Didn't matter how good it was or wasn't. I thought it was pretty good, and she did too. But anyway, that's an example of looking in a backpack and seeing what is in there that's limiting you. I can't be on a show like BizChicks. I can't produce a show like BizChicks. I could never organize my thoughts well enough to reach out to speakers to have a show. How do you know that? So I'm really inviting people to think about the concept of a backpack, a bag, or even a box, and look in there and see, do you have an opinion about yourself from when you were 6 years old, from when you were 12 years old, from when you were 20, from when you were 60, from when you were 70? And does it not serve you? Has it been sitting in that backpack? Has it been sitting in that box too long? So what's in your backpack? How long has it been there? And then have you forgotten what's in your backpack? So we put so much in there. I'm not enough. I'm too heavy. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time. I can't recover from this entire COVID situation. And I don't mean so much a physical recovery, because I know that's difficult, but it's the thoughts about the physical recovery. So again, looking in a backpack, finding out what is in there, what is not working for you, and take out some things, lighten your load, and maybe put some new things in there that are supportive. I even share, look at what's in your backpack, see how heavy it is for you. And do you need to hand your backpack to someone else? If I have my backpack on, can I turn around to Terry, who's my friend, and say, can you unzip it for me? Can you put your hand in there and, oh, I don't really want to see what's in there. Can you put your hand in there? Can you look in my box and maybe bring something out and show it to me? And then I decide if I want to look at it or not. So what is in your backpack? Do you need to carry it by yourself? And might you be ready to take some things out and maybe put some things in that are lighter, that are more supportive? And I'm going to show you some of those techniques. So I'm going to stop there. That's kind of the discussion part of why are we even talking about this backpack concept? So I'm going to pause there in case there's questions or comments, and then we're going to move into how to take some things out of the backpack and take a look at it.
Okay, so when you say you might need help with someone helping you unzip the backpack, how does that work? Because if you're afraid of what's in there, well, I don't know if we're afraid, but if you know that there's stuff in there, how do you even know what to tell them to bring out?
Sure. And actually, two of the activities I'm going to show you are going to give you more courage, more confidence to look in the backpack. But a lot of it starts with, go to your most trusted person and have a conversation, literally say, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out, what language do I use? What words do I use that aren't helpful, that are in my backpack? Sitting down and saying, Terry, the silliest thing, I don't like how my voice sounds, and I want some support to stop saying that so much. Will you do an activity? Will you hear my story of why I think I don't, like my voice?
Ah.
Simply saying to someone, you know what, I need some help with something.
Mm.
Are you available to help? Telling people how you want the help. I don't want a 10-minute lecture, please. I don't want a 20-minute lecture. I do want a 10-minute lecture. Can you help me just for the moment? This is just maybe a one-time thing or ongoing. Can you help? Because you're right, it is fearful. It can be uncomfortable. It can be unfamiliar to look in the backpack. It's why we go to therapists sometimes. It's why we have a best friend. It's why sometimes we do movement to get to a point where we can talk things out. I really love offering Yoga Nidra because I take you on a guided, very safe, and kind of comforting journey by listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever have to talk to me, but you talk to yourself. You have an awareness of yourself, and you're asking yourself to let go of that backpack, and you never have to say anything to me. So to summarize all of that again is, if you're fearful, if it's uncomfortable, we're going to do some body shaking to help with that. And just acknowledging that and then saying to someone, this is taking me a lot to ask you to help, and I'm really nervous about doing this. Can you help me?
Yes.
It's a very, very valid question to ask, because it's not as easy as just unzipping and looking in there.
Exactly, because the reason why we have the backpack or the baggage or box or whatever is because a lot of times we have pushed stuff down, or we've set things aside so we don't have to deal with them for whatever reason.
Yes, and sometimes we've done that. It's a whole nother section I could talk about for self-protection. So the 1-year-old person, the 1-year-old person in you, the 5-year-old child, could even be the 65-year-old that had hurt, that had trauma, that just was not ready to deal with that. Sometimes the best thing is to put it in a box and put it in a backpack. We were talking earlier about COVID. COVID kind of took a lot of us back to maybe being a 3-year-old of just, I can't cope, don't know what to do, this is all new, I don't know what's going on. Let me just put that over there right now. And sometimes it's the safest thing to put something in a backpack or to leave it. What I encourage people to do, though, is at least know what's in there and know that you're either making a conscious choice or a decision, or it's the healthiest for you to leave it in or to take it out. Versus, I don't know why I'm struggling. I don't know why this backpack is heavy. Like, why am I carrying around this box?
So, Jill, do you actually, if someone had that, they could hire you to help walk somebody through unpacking that backpack? Because it is scary.
Sure.
And, sometimes you don't
Sometimes we've forgotten what's even in there.
Yeah.
And there's many methods that I use. Again, Yoga Nidra is probably the simplest. And sometimes I love doing private sessions because I can give a certain language to it. So if someone's like, oh, I'm not really getting the backpack idea, I'll use another metaphor, another story. It's really the same. Recently at a 4-hour wellness retreat that was outdoors, we had writing prompts. We had some therapy groups. I did a sensory table. And a woman just came over, and I could tell that something deep was going on, and she had a trigger after the writing group. And so with her permission, I led her through, it was maybe 5 minutes of breath work. And then I stopped to see how she was responding. Well, it was the most beautiful thing, because I stopped, I was quiet, we're out among all these people. I'm watching her take her hand to her chest and take these like deep, deep, deep breaths. And then she was holding for as long as she wanted to. And then she just let go. So she did that 4 or 5 times and then had this most beautiful smile on her face. Well, she had started to self-regulate herself. I started her on the breathing because her anxiety was high. Her nervous system was telling her she was in trouble. So I just gave her that prompt and literally sat by her. And then when I stopped, On her own, she started in and she started literally unpacking her backpack. We didn't use those terms. And then she just turned and looked at me and she said, I have not wanted to feel for a long time, because it was a grief-related wellness retreat. She said, I have not wanted to feel anything for a long time. She's like, I feel good right now. I can tell you I feel good. And I said, okay. I said, so what are you going to do the rest of the day? She said, you know what? I have not been wanting to do anything for a long time. She's like, I just want to go do something. I'm ready to move my body. She's like, I'm just ready to do something. So literally it's called a somatic practice, SOM as in Mary, ATIC, in your body. It's the unpacking has to do with letting your body know that you're ready, that you're safe, using your body to do it. So yes, there's lots of ways that I can help people unpack the backpack.
Okay.
And we can move into that now because I think we're okay on time, but
Yes.
I want people, if you're listening live or on the replay, to know that this is, more than discussion. Discussion is helpful so that you understand what I'm talking about. And then we're going to move into how to actually do this.
So I have one other little thing. So Terry, I don't see us on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Usually when we're on, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
So that I'm watching on Facebook at the same time.
When I go down here to BizChicks Unpack Your Backpack, it says you are live.
Okay.
View on Facebook.
Okay.
We'll see if there's any questions over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So one practice that I really like, I just use the word of shaking it off. There's many therapeutic terms, medical terms, whatever it is, because our body is really intelligent. Like right now, if I pause for a minute and check in, my body's going to tell me if I'm nervous, if I'm anxious, if I'm excited, if I'm focused. And so it's an activity I call shaking it off.
Okay.
The verbiage kind of comes from the dynamic mindfulness training that I went to, but it's used in other methods. And it's literally shaking off your stress, shaking off your fear. You can shake off any body part or all of your body parts. Kids especially love this, and older people. If you're self-conscious, you can do it where no one sees you, but you're impacting your nervous system and impacting your lymphatic system. And the lymph glands help move things through your body. So again, I don't want to get too technical. Just know that you are literally getting rid of some things that don't serve you. And if you watch animals, when I used to train horses, or you look at dogs, when they're nervous or they've had something happen to them, they give a whole body shake and then they go on their way. So that's the idea. So you can start just by shaking your hand, shaking your left hand, and go as fast or as slow as it suits you, and keep breathing. And then especially with kids, I tell them at this point, you can stand up. I won't stand up on camera, but you can literally stand and shake out an arm. Don't worry about any jiggle. If you have any shoulder issues, you can keep your shoulders down at this level and just do your arms. And then you're going to shake out your feet, your legs, whole body. And again, I don't want to shake too much on the camera, but you are literally just letting go of it. You can say out loud, I'm shaking off that stress. I'm taking one thing out of my backpack. I'm taking out my story that I don't like to cook, and I'm just going to look at it.
Okay.
And then when you're ready, you can stop. You can do 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. Just find out, ideally, when you stop shaking, see how you feel. And it may come as a thought at first, not a feeling of, well, that was silly. Okay, it was silly. Sit for a minute with that. Oh, I can feel my heartbeat a little bit. Wow, my shoulders like maybe feel a little bit lighter. Oh, I feel like like you can shake stuff. I tell kids sometimes, get a box, get a blanket, draw a circle on the ground, shake into that circle, shake into that box. If you're shaking and you feel like stuff's flying all around you of anxiety, nervousness, I'm not good at that. Oh, I found an old memory. Gather it up and like put it on the floor, put it on a shelf somewhere, or hold it in front of you, metaphorically. But this shaking literally tells your nervous system, lymphatic system to get rid of, to loosen, to let go of. any words that you want to. You can do it in front of a mirror. You can do it kind of with your eyes closed if you're sitting, if you feel self-conscious. If you're standing up and moving, keep your eyes open so you don't fall down. So that is one method, just called literally shaking it off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And practice it a little bit before you need it, because you may not remember it. It may feel a little bit odd, but definitely practice. Yes, Robin.
It makes my arms feel, because I was literally just doing my arms, but it makes my arms feel lighter and like there's more energy inside my body.
Yeah.
Feels good. I think I'm going to try that with my mom.
Yes. And just have her move slow, have her move slow so there's no injuries. You can visualize it. So if you're somewhere that you can't shake things off, visualize yourself, because the brain still feels like it's real. And back to Terry's question of, how do we approach our backpack? How do we ask for help with it? The shaking off is to do that before you do any work that involves looking at your backpack. So you could get out a very real backpack.
Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks.
You can take index cards and write down what you think is in your backpack, what you want to put in it. You can visualize. You can just sit still and go, I'm going to think about, what have I been carrying around since I was a year old and 5 years old? What am I carrying around from yesterday about that conversation? What am I carrying around as I prepare for an event and I feel nervous about it? And shake off if you start to notice thoughts. Well, last time I did an event, here's what happened. The last time I got on BizChicks, my computer froze and my light went down and I didn't know what to say. Okay, I'm feeling that. Shake off that feeling. Shake off that thought. Okay, so that's the sequence of shaking off. The next thing I would like to do is meditative, and we'll spend just about 5 or 6 minutes on this. It can be a longer meditation. Again, you can reach out and contact me. I have some support also on an app that we'll put up in a minute. And what I'd like you to do now is to either write down or imagine anything that is heavy. I'm going to use a bunch of different words. Anything that is heavy, anywhere where there's discomfort in your body. Write down or imagine things that feel like they are in your way, that's a blockage. Maybe there's something after this conversation that is in your backpack. I'm going to ask you to take that out a little bit. So anything that feels heavy, anything that doesn't feel doable, anything that you feel like you want support with. And it could be one word, one sentence. You can also just use your imagination if you're not in a position to write anything down. And if you're listening on the replay and that was too fast, you can stop the replay to write or imagine what it is. And then when you're ready, I want you to, if you wrote it on a piece of paper, I want you to put that right in front of you. If you're having it in your imagination and your thoughts, just bring it forward. And when you're ready, you can close down your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or just a soft gaze. And I want you to just bring so much attention to my voice, letting my voice guide you. And kind of let go for now of what you wrote down. Let go of your thoughts about it. And just notice the very top of your head. Take attention across your face, down across both shoulders, and all the way down to your fingers. And see if there's any softness through the face, through the shoulders, any relaxation at all. Then relax your hips, your legs, all the way down to your toes. And however you are sitting, however you're laying down, see if you can relax your legs. And I want you to find one specific area in your body that feels very relaxed, where it feels very safe. One place in your body right now that feels so comfortable, that feels so good. completely relaxing. And if you're not able to find that place, that space right now, just find the next best thing, some area in your body that feels relatively okay. And if you cannot find that space at all, that's okay. You can repeat this again. And now I want you to very gently imagine looking at the card, looking at the words that you wrote, looking at what came up in your thoughts as to what is one small thing, one part of your backpack that you just want to take a glimpse of. Don't fix it. Don't see it too clear. Just one glimpse of something that's in your backpack. As you take a deep breath, you can choose to look away. You can choose to zip the backpack back up, or you can unzip the backpack a little bit more. See what you want to do. And if there's any tension or tightness that pops up, go back to where you feel good in your body. Go back to where you feel good in your body. And then decide again if you want to unzip the backpack a little more. Do you want to look a little more in the box? And if it's too much, imagine your most trusted person, your most trusted friend, and imagine asking for a little bit of help. Go back to that safe, good feeling in your body. Know that that area is supporting you. And now take 100% focus back to that place in your body that feels good. Let go of the backpack. Zip it back up. And maybe take your hands to that place in your body that feels the most comforting, that feels the most peaceful. Feel your hand or your hands on that place in your body. Yes. You can move your hands around a little bit. Maybe feel some warmth from your hands. And know that you have yourself. Know that you can self-comfort yourself. Know that you can take yourself through this activity, through this little journey. Know that your body supports you doing what you want to do with your backpack or your box. And when you are ready, you can leave your hands there if you want, but when you are ready, you can bring down your hands if your hands are somewhere on your body. You can take an easy, deep inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. And when you are ready, you can start to open your eyes, just a soft gaze down at your lap. And then maybe slowly looking up at the screen. Take a little soft shake out if that brings you back to your present body, present time. And if you're listening real time or on the replay, you also don't have to come out of this. You can stay in that. Our two hosts, Robin and Terry, need to come out of it to finish off the segment. But if you're listening on the replay or live, you can just stay there as long as you want to, giving yourself some comfort or looking at the backpack. So the idea again is realizing that you do have a backpack, that you have a box, realizing we put thoughts, behaviors, experiences from, as recently as 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 70 years ago in that backpack. And that when you're ready, it's time to figure out, is there too much weight in that backpack? And then using the shake off activity or a guided meditation to check out your backpack or ask a friend for some help. So that's what I have today for you. And I'm Jill from Breathing Space. Again, the Stress Whisperer. or maybe the backpack unpacker. And I'd like to leave a little bit of time for any questions, any comments, and then Terry will wrap it up and put my contact information in there. And she also has some announcements about BizChicks.
Yes.
So thank you all so much for listening.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay. I gotta wake up before I do anything else. Okay, Jill, I don't think we have any questions over here, but we're pretty calm.
Okay. Calm and confident about maybe going back and re-looking at the backpack or the box.
Exactly. Now, Robin, you're muted. So did you want to ask anything? You need to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
No, I don't really have a question. I just wanted to comment that every time Jill comes on and reminds me how important meditation is, I think to myself, okay, so that's part of my backpack. That I can't meditate every day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when I open that backpack, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff in there.
Oh my goodness. Well,
it's good. It's just good to look in there every so often and see what you can take out.
Yes.
And so it's such a good reminder, Jill. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And real quick too, because I'm sure there's other viewers out there that have the same response as Robin. You know, you feel like you don't have time and you legitimately may not. It's the idea of, can you just pause even for a minute, give yourself the courage, the ability to look in there. And then sometimes you even have to laugh and go, wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, zip, go on your way. So a lot of what I teach is, because you're looking at something and you're noticing, you don't have to do anything with it at that moment. You don't have to do everything with it at that moment. Can you just notice that you have a backpack and notice that it's heavy? Because otherwise we think, well, I don't know why I'm tired. I don't know why I'm overwhelmed. Maybe if I just do one more thing, sometimes it's enough to go, I have this and this and this and this and this going on. Well, that's why I'm tired. That's why I'm overwhelmed. That's why I'm not creative. It's why I'm, short-tempered with people, short-tempered with myself. It's why I'm depressed. And then period. Just the recognition going, I have a lot of stuff in there. And maybe for good reason. Okay, that was my work for the day, for the moment, to notice I have a lot of stuff in there, period. End of story. Don't add any more to it. Well, I should meditate. I should go to Jill's classes. I have a lot of stuff today. I have a lot of stuff in my life. Okay.
Well, Cecilia says that she loves it, and thank you for the exercise.
You're welcome. Cecilia always listens in. Thank you.
Another blessing. This is our super fan. Yes. Well, with that, let me get to the to the announcements. Jill, we want to thank you. I'm so calm. I just gotta get my thoughts organized. Hold on a minute. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and this is my favorite view. I want to share with people your website right now. You have an event coming up.
I do.
You want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure, pretty quickly. So this Sunday, and I usually do this once a month, sometimes twice a month. This is the Insight Timer app. It's the #1 free app for stress and anxiety, and I'm a featured teacher on there. So this Sunday at 11 a.m., and that's Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to do a full yoga nidra session, and so that's a complete unpacking your backpack. You won't hear those words used, but you just log on. You don't even have to create an account initially, but you just log on. There's no camera. It's donation based, and it will be about 45 minutes to an hour. That's this Sunday. And then I think the next clip that Terry might put up is my website. And that way you can reach out if you have any questions on doing the backpack activity, or if you would like to schedule a session either for breath work, a bit of the backpack, or yoga nidra. That's my website.
This is so you'll know when you're in the right place, guys. I'm going to put her information in the chat as well as on the screen. It's called ourbreathingspace.com. Hold on a moment. I'm trying to get it copied. Oh, I can go right here. Give me a second, please. Bear with me. I'm going to have it in the chat in just a moment. There we go.
Thank you, Terry.
And also, I'll put it up on the screen. Give me a second so that people will know how to get in touch with Jill. There we go. All righty. Okay, guys. So if you're looking for Jill, you can find her on our breathing space. And we put the information in the chat, as well as I'm going to show it again up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking to sign up for that class, we put the link to the page on our website so that you can sign up for that class. And here it is in case you want to take a screenshot. All righty. And we want to thank you again, Jill, for all that you do in terms of helping us calm our chaos. Let's just tell the truth. Just helping us calm our chaos. In addition to that, I want to remind everybody that if you're looking to become a part of the BizChicks community, we'd love for you to do that. You can do that by going to bizchicks.net and becoming a part of our Heartbeat community. We will probably, you'll probably be able to find this over in the Heartbeat once we get it uploaded. But we'd love for you to share today's program with your friends. Also, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where this will live in infamy, because we love Jill and we love Robin. And when they get together, it is just a dynamic duo. So please do that. And we are looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about tech in a way that's easy to understand and to take the hassle out of your hustle. So with that, I just want to thank Jill and Robin. It's been a wonderful program. Oh my gosh, I'm so calm. I can hardly talk. I'm doing okay. Where am I? Okay. It must have been surely needed because, because I do feel much more relaxed and less concerned about what's coming up. So I want to remind everybody that in January, BizChicks is going to be meeting again live at Seasons 52. And you'll be able to, yes, and we'll be offering tickets to that event soon. So look forward to that. I love to see all of your wonderful faces in the place, and we will keep you informed as we develop that opportunity to meet in person after the holidays. So with that, we want to remind you guys, it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. Thank you again, Jill. Thank you, Robin. We love you both. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.